Alright. How are you, bro?
Hey, big asking. Okay, I'm not.
I need to ask. I can't be like, who are you? You understand? But briefly describe. You know what I'm saying? None.
Yeah, I'm not.
Alright,
I hope you're
cool.
also good, my brother.
Okay, Karuta Pitor.
Yeah, I'm from PTA.
We're in PTA.
So, I grew up in a small castle called Kabalatzan. And so it's that side on the north side. And so, because obviously, PTA is big and stuff. So me, I'm from the north side. So there's a castle that Kabalatzan. That's where the boy grew up at. And then obviously, as you grow, you're like, explore like places, different places, and move out eventually.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where I'm originally from.
All right. Okay, that was just to break the ice, but let's get to the serious stuff now.
Sure.
So, describe yourself. Let people know who you are. Who. Guys.
Yeah, well, I'm Jayla Des. So Jayla Des is basically a creative, but mostly I'm an artist, which is like a musician. I'm also a fashion designer. So I'm the founder and CEO of Brooch. So Brooch is a clothing brand, it's a streetwear clothing brand. So that's what I basically do. But like I said, I'm a creative. So there's a lot of things that I do, like also into like videography and stuff like that. Creating content, podcasting, stuff like that. So basically, like everything that has to do like with entertainment, that's where I am. You feel?
Okay.
So that's Jayla Des. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's a lot. So would you call yourself a content creator / videographer, photographer, designer?
I would say I like describing myself as an artist. I'm sorry.
As an artist.
Yeah,
okay.
so I'm an artist whereby I do a whole lot of stuff. As long as it's involving art, then I'm there. You feel?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we can see the art and everything, but now we're gonna go into the fashion, right?
Of course.
So how do you describe your fashion sense?
Yeah, well, to be honest, dog, you literally the first person to ask me this question. It's crazy. But, hey, man, to be honest, I just do what I feel like doing. So I don't have, I'm not that person or like that guy or that stylist who will be like, yo, this is how my style is, this is how I can literally take anything. So it's basically, for me, it's styling. So I'm all about that. Like, it's basically for me, it's styling. So I can literally take any piece and make it make sense. So that's my type of style. That's what I do. In terms of like me personally.
Yes.
Styling myself.
Okay. But that's the first, because normally people say, nah, man, I like Kanye West. I like, the new age, Gen Z type of thing.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
All right. So just to get a bit of personal, what is the most worn item in the last? Let's say in the last 2 months.
One item.
Yeah, the most.
Of course, my Crocs. So So I have these other Crocs that I like. So like they black. I'm always working those Crocs because it's like they're super comfortable. And I'm one person who loves comfort. That's why I'm all about like baby stuff.
Okay.
So for me, like I think that's what I can say. Oh, and also like my jewelry, my rings and because I always rock them all the time.
Okay.
So I would say my jewelries and my Crocs.
Okay. I can see as well by the wrist and all that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, dope. So, who is your favorite designer?
It's Jayla Des, bro.
Okay.
I'm just being honest.
Okay.
So basically, dog, like me, I don't really have like people I would say this is my inspiration. I feel like I inspire myself because everything I do comes from here. It's something that I just imagine and picture, I just envision and then I just go with it. So I would say I'm my biggest inspiration. Not to sound cold or anything, but I feel like, I'm not, I don't know, maybe I'm not focused on what other people are doing too much. And so I'm just focusing on what I'm trying to do. Yeah, but I mean, shout out to like bros, like people are doing good. I mean, I know there's people like Kanye West, there's people like Pharrell Williams, they dope. And so I haven't been like checking them out like that. So that kind of tells you already what I'm not like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, just a follow-up question to that. Maybe your favorite designer brands?
Yeah.
Name two, at least two.
Now I'm gonna sound like I'm. Okay. Yeah. Well, I would say I kind of like what LV is doing,
Okay.
and also like Balenciaga. Because kind of like check out their fashion shows and stuff. So I like what they do. I don't really like designer things, but it's like I love like the aesthetics and all that and so on. And the kind of things they do like behind the scenes in terms of like putting on like shows and stuff like that. Or in the way they like incorporate like music and fashion and so on.
Okay.
So I would say those two brands.
All right. So this one is a very tricky question.
Yeah.
It's a very tricky question. Normally people don't like answering, but what are the do's and don'ts for 2025 in the fashion industry or fashion world?
Okay. The first one, dog. Please, dog. This is 2025. If you wanna go all in, you wanna rock like for real. Joe, let's leave the skinny pants and shit like that, skinny jeans and stuff. And so let's go big the whole way. So that's the don'ts. And then the do's, of course. Like I feel like just make sure like whatever that you do, like comfort comes first. So make sure like you rock stuff that are like comfortable. So for me, I would say like just go big all the way.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
So what about slim fit?
Yeah, slim fits. I mean, like the slim fits that kind of like that are like very like slim. Not like tight. Like whereby now it's gonna be like you're gonna be. And I see a whole lot of people here rocking like skinny fit. So I got the chance, but I'm just. I got you asking me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean the slim fit. I feel like this is a bit slim for me.
Okay.
These pants, they're a bit slim. But they still look okay on me.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So the second last question would be what is on your wish list
In terms of what?
in terms of fashion? Sorry, like maybe there's a new shoe that you want, or there's maybe a certain shin cart. Basically, what's in your shin cart, as they call it nowadays?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the biggest thing is to like establish this whole thing and kind of like get a store, like a proper store, for the brand. Already the brand in terms of merchandise, you're all nice and everything. And so I feel like we got like what we need. And again, also like working with more creatives, and so because I feel like that's what Brooch is all about. And so we like working with different creatives. Hence we also here. So we got the invite and then we answered, and then shout out to you guys also. So,
Thank you. We're gonna start light and build up slowly.
Okay.
Right? So people know who you are, what you like, what you don't like, and your do's and don'ts. So now we're gonna get to know the brand, right?
Yeah.
So what is the brand name, and what or who inspired the brand name, basically? Yes.
Yeah, so basically the name of the brand is Brooch Garments. So Brooch Garments basically something I've started because of what I love. And so basically Brooch Garments is a combination of two names, which is Brooch and Garments. So Brooch is basically a metal thing. It's like so they call it brooch. That's how
Brooch, okay.
brooch. So I don't know if you know what brooch is. It's like a metal thing that you can clip on your shirt or on your suit. And so sometimes it's like glitters of like diamond stuff like this. So basically it's jewelry. So growing up I've always loved jewelry. So it's jewelry and garments, of course, it's clothes. So that was me mixing two of the things that I love the most. So basically that's what inspired the name Brooch Garments. So
Okay.
yeah.
So in details, please describe your creative process when you're creating a collection or a drop, anything regarding the brand.
Yeah, so basically, of course, like where it starts, the first thing you need to start with, like, is like finding the proper material, and so what you're gonna be doing, and so. But before that, like, you always have to have like some sort of a sketch of what you're trying to do, and so. So basically, you need to like have a sketch or like some sort of a plan, and so in terms of like the collection you're trying to do. So, for example, if like let's say you're just trying to do like a simple shirt, of course you need to have like a pattern of a shirt, and then after that, if you wanna create something, a shirt that's like more of like graphics, then of course you need to create a graphic design and so on. If it's not a graphic, maybe it's like a logo, you need to have that and so on. And then if it's not a logo, maybe it's just the writing, you also need to create that. So that's the whole process. It starts there, creating the whole things, and then after that you need to do a mock-up. A mock-up is something it's like a picture of what you do. Basically, it's a picture of that shirt and that logo or that writing or that graphic and so on. Then after having a mock-up, you already can see how the whole thing is gonna look like. You feel? And from there, that's where you need to go out, source for material now. So material, it's up to you or what kind of material you want. You feel? So that's basically the whole process. After material, of course, you get the material and then it's production. You produce the whole thing now. Meaning, if you are roka, you're gonna sew the whole thing. Then after that, if it needs printing, it's printing. You're gonna have to print that. If it's embroidery, of course, you're gonna do embroidery of that. And so that's basically the whole structure in a nutshell. You feel?
Okay.
Yeah.
So how many drops do you have as a brand?
You mean like collections that
Collections, sorry, yes.
Man, I'm gonna have to count things like 7, but let me be
Crazy,
sure.
okay.
So it's the first one that I did, which is the Angel Tees. That was Brooch garments, the first drop of Brooch garments. It was a combination, basically the angels and the emoji. That's what we call them. And then the second one was the UKC, so which is Unitiga color, which is like the rainbow and the military fit. And the second one was the UKC 2.0, you feel, which was the rainbow but not with embroidery but with the print, which is a different type of rainbow, you feel. And then the fifth one was the limited edition. It was a basketball tee. Yeah, it was there, but it was a limited edition. And then number 6, it was what? What am I forgetting? The prints. Let me see. Oh, the wolf tees.
Okay.
Yeah, it was that. And then now the 7th one is this one, which is the collaboration between Brooch Garments and Envy League. So basically that's that so far. Let's see if there's something I forgot, but yeah. So basically it's 7, I was right.
Okay, so out of all your collection, which is your favorite? I know it's hard to say, but which one is, say, like, you see this one?
Yeah.
This is my favorite.
Yeah, I think my second drop, the UKC, the military and the was dope. It's a dope one. And also this one, dog. I feel like it's a good collaboration in Envy and Brooch Garments.
Let's see the drop. Let's see the drop.
Of course, this one. This is like the new drop. Let me take off this jacket. This is the new drop. So it's also like a limited edition, you feel?
Okay.
So this is like Envy League and Brooch Garments. So basically, this is us collaborating. So that's why it says collaboration over competition. You feel? Okay. So like I told you, Brooch Garments are all about collaborating with different creatives. So Envy League is a record label, which consists of like DJs, you feel, from Tembisa. So shout out to my boys for pulling through with this one. So yeah, that's what we dropped. That's our recent drop.
Okay. The crazy part is that the next question was going to be, how do you collaborate with other creatives? So you touched on that, but how can people get in contact with you guys in terms of collaborating and all of that?
Yeah. Well, so we on social media, of course. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on TikTok, we're on X. So we recently just jumped to X. So basically, what you can do is just to DM us on Twitter. Just DM us on Instagram or Facebook, or also on WhatsApp. You feel? So if you go to Facebook and Instagram, you're gonna find everything. Just DM us and then tell us what you want, or even you can also find the email there on the page on Twitter. Okay. If you are more comfortable. Usually we prefer emails, but I mean, we understand that maybe there's certain people who can like reach us with emails. So you can just DM us. Tell us what you want to do. Just be specific with what you want to do, because we'll get like a lot of DMs into like orders and stuff. Okay. Be specific with what you want, and then we'll attend you.
Like if you don't have any inspiration to do anything, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, well, of course I mentioned that I'm a musician, right? So I feel like music is spiritual. Okay. So whenever I don't really have something creative out, that's what I would do. Is either I'm gonna be in a creative space whereby I create music, and that thing's gonna automatically like bring out my creativity. Or I just go out. I just go out on like just to debrief. Do some fun activities. Go out with the team. And then I know after that, at least creativity and I might come out.
Okay. Yeah. So next question would be, what are your, I would say, 2 to 5 year plan for the brand? Yeah. Where do you want to see yourself in the next 2 to 5 years, I might say,
Yeah, I think I've touched that a bit. The main thing is to make sure that, you know, we build our own store. At least if we have different branches in different places and provinces. So I would say that's the main thing, that's the biggest thing that we, you know, we're looking at right now. And also, like I said, just work with more creative, because we've been working with like a few people in the industry, so we're trying to like penetrate them and also like get into more people in the industry.
Okay, so this one is a very touchy one. So how do you deal with pricing your
Pricing.
Yes, your merch?
Yeah, well, I feel like that's important. Hey, that's
Okay.
a good question. So pricing, basically, I like telling people that, especially those people that are like starting out like new brands and stuff. And so you always have to make sure that, like, of course, you have to start with a capital. You have to have a certain amount. And so certain amount that you know, or this is the money that I'm gonna invest into this thing. So basically, what I would say is pricing that is determined by the amount you are spending on everything, basically material, production, everything. So if, for example, you spend 1,000 on a piece, a whole piece, you can't charge that piece less than K. So at least it has to be like 1.2, 1.5, depending on the kind of piece it is, and the kind of material it is. So obviously, like the pricing, the stock, the money that you're gonna be using to buy those, to source all those materials and do everything, it's what's gonna determine how to charge, and also the material of the whole thing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I hear you. So last question, I'm just going to mix them up to be one question. So the question would be, what is one thing people should know about your brand, and also one thing that you can leave with someone that wants to start a brand or wants to support you guys as a brand?
Yeah. No, one thing I would say, I mean, I can say a lot about that, but I feel like, Brooch Garment is something that's unique, you feel? That's what I can tell you guys on Twitter. And besides it being unique, man, it's super cool, bro. You can tell from the people who rocks Brooch Garments on Twitter. You can tell from how the styling of it on Twitter. Because we do different stuff on Twitter. We're not only doing shirts or hoodies, there's like pants, cargo pants, there's crochet on Twitter. So it's quite different in a way. I've never seen, not in a bad way, but where we at right now, I've never seen like something like that. So yeah, that's what I can say about Brooch Garments on Twitter. And what was the next question again?
What is one thing they should know about the brand, or one thing that you want to leave
someone with?
Yeah, someone that wants to start a brand or support you guys. Yes.
Yeah, I would say this is not something so long or like you. It's not a quick cash thing, also a quick money thing. Also, it's something that you really need to build. Also, and you always have to like spend money to build this thing, man. It's not easy. It's not something. It looks cool from the outside. It looks nice, especially if you have like the full product or the full thing. So what I can say is you just have to have patience with this thing, because it can take you more than 10 years to be where you wanna be at. So that's what I can say. Just be patient, believe in what you do, be creative. Don't try to be like other brands. Do your thing, because that's how you're gonna be unique at the end of the day. So if you try to like do what Gucci is doing, or what Galaxy is doing, or what Brooch Garments is doing, then so yeah, that's what I can say.
All right. Where can people find, obviously, social media?
Yeah, of course, Instagram, it's at Brooch Garments, so it's like small letters. And Facebook, it's at Brooch Garments, and then TikTok, Brooch.garments, and then X is Brooch Garments. So that's where you guys can find us.
All right. No, thank you for your time. Thank you for letting us in your life as Brooch Garments, and good luck on also the events or the fashion show, I would say. So yeah, thank you. Sure.